Welcome back to Short Stories with Lola. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Hi Lola, let me tell you a story about growth, about stepping out of the shadows and into the light. It all began when I turned 38. I had this sinking feeling, like everyone around me was running ahead. I'd glance over my shoulder and it felt like there was no one left behind me. They were out there, far ahead, living their best lives, chasing their dreams, succeeding with the gifts God had given them. And there I was, stuck. It sucked, or so I thought. But here's the question, did it really have to? For years I had felt left behind, caught up in the trap of comparison. I was blind to the struggles that everyone else was facing, thinking they had it all together, all because social media made it look perfect. That was the illusion. One day I sat myself down, facing something I had always hated, accountability. I had been running from it for too long. I didn't want to look at the reality of my life, so I avoided being honest with myself. But that day, I laid it all out and I stopped hiding. The first thing I confronted, I had been comparing myself to others. Isn't that something we all do? But why? Why do we, as humans, seek the validation of others, measuring our worth against their achievements? I realized it was foolish. We are all different. We don't want the same things. We don't walk the same paths. And we're not meant to live the same lives. The second thing I faced, I was waiting for someone else to help me. I had convinced myself that I couldn't move forward without someone giving me the right amount of money or offering a hand. I kept thinking, if only someone would see my potential and give me everything I needed, then I could start. But the truth is, we already have everything we need. The tools to succeed are already within us, placed there by God. We just have to look up to Him, not to others. He will send the right people at the right time. He will guide our steps. He will bring the who when it's needed. And then there was a third truth I faced. I was afraid to fail. I was worried what people would say if I stumbled. What if they called me a failure? What if they looked down on me? It felt like no one noticed my tears or my struggles, but everyone noticed my mistakes. And I was living my life trying to avoid those judgments. But when I wrote it all down, it hit me. I had been living for others, not for myself or for God. I had been seeking their approval, their validation, when all along the only one I needed to turn to was God. That realization set me free. I no longer needed people to validate my insecurities. Instead, I wanted to awaken the parts of me I had let sleep. I was ready to take risks, to fail, to learn, and to try again. Because here's the truth. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. When you take that first step, when you start, people will learn from your journey. That's how I learned, through hearing testimonies, seeing how my circle of friends evolved, listening to faith-filled and motivational podcasts, reading books on mental and spiritual growth, enrolling in leadership programs, and seeking out a spiritual advisor. After 4 years of this journey, I realized something profound. I had been moving forward all along. I just hadn't taken the time to appreciate it. I was already becoming the person I aspired to be, content, peaceful, grateful, and focused on growth, on learning, and unlearning. I was moving forward, and that, my friends, is success. We're all on different timelines. We aren't meant to achieve our dreams at the same pace. Even now, I ask myself, are you leaning into growth? Are you seeking wisdom? And when I need it, I ask the giver of wisdom, for he offers it freely and in abundance. I remind myself often, don't look to others, look within, and don't compare your journey to theirs. Lola, I can boldly say today that I am blessed, I am loved, I am liked. This is my story of growth. Thank you so much for sharing. That was very inspiring. This is Short Stories with Lola. Thanks for watching.